like mind-blowing how much better I am sleeping. My skin is so much clearer. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring coffee back into my diet or not. And that really has helped my body just be more regulated and just really purify my body in general. It's been fantastic. Hey guys, it's Madison. Thanks for joining me in this faithful home. Guys, I'm glad you clicked back on this video, and you're probably curious, like, what the heck is wrong with you, Madison? You gave up coffee? That sounds like a terrible idea. You love making coffee. You have a French press and a pour over and a Keurig, and you go to coffee shops all the time, and yeah, it's terrible. But really, it's not, and I'm gonna tell you the biggest takeaways that I got from cutting out caffeine and cutting out coffee, and I'm doing okay. I'm 4 weeks in and I feel fabulous. If you're new to my channel, hey, I'm Madison. I make Christian homemaking videos, lifestyle content, and anything DIY related. So if any of that interests you, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. Now let's talk about this crazy thing I did where I cut out coffee. So you're probably thinking to yourself, you're crazy. Why would you do that? That sounds like a terrible idea. And it was at first. So backtrack to, I have it on my calendar because I wrote it down, because it was the day before we closed on our house. And you probably are also thinking, really, you have a stressful, big, crazy life event going on. You're closing on your house. You had just moved into an apartment. You had to take a spontaneous trip. Work has been busy. Yeah, I cut out coffee. That was a great idea. Perfect timing, guys. So at this point, it's been a month. And yeah, okay, so I guess we kind of have to backtrack to the beginning of this year because 2020 has been like really crazy, but it's been really crazy on my health too. So back at the beginning of 2020, I had to have a colonoscopy done because we didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I had a stroke. I didn't, I'm fine. It was back pain, but we didn't know what was going on. So after that colonoscopy, the doctor found a couple ulcers that were internal that were fine and were manageable. And thank you, memory card, for filling up. That was so kind of you. Anyways, where was I? So the colonoscopy found some ulcers, and he wasn't concerned about it too much. He said that they weren't like really big and they were internal, and there were things that I could do to monitor it. So one of those things was cutting out acidic food. And then I also needed to limit my intake of medications such as like ibuprofen, aspirin, Tylenol, Aleve, like those kinds of medicines, to monitor that and like use them sparingly or not at all, which I don't really do anyways. And then cut out coffee. Yeah. So that was back in the beginning of 2020, and I did for a little bit. I cut it out for probably like a month, maybe. I think I cut it out for like a month or two. And then I was like, this is terrible. I'm drinking coffee again. I'm fine. So I started drinking coffee again, and like a lot because I'm an adult and I work, and yeah, coffee, duh. It's good, it tastes good. I love having a cup of coffee in the mornings, and then I'd have it again in the afternoon, and then I'd have decaf in the evening. I drank a lot of coffee, guys. Back to November 12th, when we were closing on our house, I was having a lot of pain in my stomach and like my side. And that pain had been going on for probably about 2 or 3 weeks at that point. And like I woke up in the middle of the night one night and I literally thought my appendix was bursting. Like it was this radiating pain down my abdomen, and I screamed, and like I had to put pressure on it. I still don't exactly know what that was. Maybe I passed like a kidney stone or something. Not sure to this day what that was. But nonetheless, I was having a lot of pain leading up to the closing of our house. And it was like really bad, and I got really nauseous, and yeah, got really, really nauseous. And I wasn't pregnant, not pregnant, because I took a test and then I got my period. So we thought it was like ovulation pain or something. We weren't really sure, but David said, hey, remember at the beginning of the year when you cut out coffee and acidic foods, and that's what the doctor told you and that helped? And I was like, nope, don't know what you're talking about. No, not me, not happening. And so David was like, you know what you need to do? And I was like, oh, fine, I'll cut out coffee. So I cut out acidic foods again, and then I cut out coffee. And I'm at 4 weeks and I still haven't had a cup of coffee, and I'm doing really well. And I've seen a lot of crazy good side effects because of it. And that's what I want to talk about for today's video. So I wrote down things like as they happen so I'd remember them. Let's start back. The first week was terrible, guys. Terrible. I wrote down that I had major headaches, lack of motivation, a foggy brain. It was bad. Like, I remember I would like be really forgetful, and then my head would just hurt all the time, and then I couldn't take like Advil or Aleve because I was trying not to have that either, and like I never really take it anyways, but it was like really, really bad. Pulsing headaches, like pressure behind my eye was hurting. I'd have just like a really foggy brain. I wouldn't want to do anything. I had no motivation, no energy. It was rough for the first week. But then I also got sick after that. Unrelated to the coffee thing, I also got sick. So then that was terrible because I was sick and going through withdrawals of coffee or caffeine at the same time. Like, it was a lot at once, but I'm kind of glad that I went through it all at once because like I'm good now. I'm on the other side of all of that, being sick and coffee withdrawals. So I guess it worked out, but it sucked. Like, it was bad. But I did start to change a habit. So instead of waking up in the morning and automatically making a cup of coffee, because that's what I did. So I would wake up and I would make a cup of tea. I love tea in the evenings as kind of like a nice, hot, calming drink to warm me down and like get me ready for bed. But I decided that since I'm not drinking coffee in the morning and I needed something hot and refreshing, I would make tea. And so I love to make London fogs and I love to make chai tea lattes. And I make sure to use decaf of both the black tea and the chai tea. That way I'm really limiting my amount of caffeine that I still get to this day, but sometimes you can't help it. You go to a coffee shop and you want a chai tea latte, all they have is caffeinated chai, which is still better than the caffeine that you would get from a coffee and not as much. So it's still okay, and I haven't like completely had zero caffeine in those last 4 weeks, but I have very, very, very much limited my caffeine amount. Anyways, so I started drinking tea. And when I very first cut out the coffee, I would drink like 2 cups of tea in the morning, and then I was sick, so I had to stay home. So I was drinking tea like regularly throughout the day. And hello, tea is made with water that's hot, so you're drinking a lot of water, so you're getting more hydrated, which helped me, I think, to recover from being sick a whole lot quicker because I was really, really hydrated and just cleansing my body of all the crap from the caffeine intake that I had for the last, 8 months. And then also, I just felt so much better. Eventually, I was less tired all the time. Also, I think I attributed that to getting sick, and so the withdrawals and then being tired and then not having caffeine kind of like ripple effect. But then once I wasn't sick anymore, I felt a whole lot better. My body physically feels so much better now that I haven't had coffee and a bunch of caffeine running through my system. So a couple big things that I noticed is, one, I'm more hydrated. Like, I pee clear because that's, the doctor's approval of like, are you hydrated? Oh, my pee is clear. There you go, I'm hydrated. But like, really, I am drinking a lot more water now, and when I'm thirsty, my first goal is to go grab a bottle of water or go grab a hot cup of tea, and not, oh, I want like coffee or like lemonade or something. Like, I don't drink sodas anyway, so that was never an issue, but now I'm more so like drawing to getting another glass of water and another hot cup of tea. And that really has helped my body just be more regulated and just really purify my body in general. It's been fantastic. Another thing that I have noticed since switching to not drinking coffee is my skin is so much clearer. It probably doesn't look it to you guys because I still have acne, but I think my skin's looking a lot clearer. It feels a lot healthier. Like, I went to work the other day, and one of the girls at work was like, wow, what are you doing? Like, what are you using on your face? And I said, water? I don't know. Like, I don't wash my face with anything. That's probably like one of the areas I'm really bad at. Like, I don't have like a skincare routine or anything. I don't wash it with anything fancy. I just use like my body wash. Sorry, this hair is bothering me. And like, so I don't do anything specific for my skin. The only thing I've changed is I don't drink caffeine anymore, and I don't drink coffee in general. And that has like noticeably made a difference in my skin. I've had a few come out in my jaw, but that's definitely like hormonal acne. So just in general, around the time of the month, I'm gonna get some more acne like along my jawline and my T-zone. But in general, I feel like my skin's looking a lot clearer, and all I've done is hydrate myself more and not dehydrate myself with coffee. So that's definitely a win. Now, another thing I noticed is I am sleeping a whole lot better, guys. Like, mind-blowing how much better I am sleeping because I'm not drinking a ton of coffee in the morning and then trying to make it through the day, having like, oh, I got enough energy, and then I crash. Then I'm like, oh, I'll drink more coffee at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's fine. And then I think I crashed, so I'm like ready for bed, but then I lay down and then it's like 2 in the morning and I'm still awake because there's so much caffeine running through my brain and it's terrible. Since cutting out coffee from my system entirely, I've been waking up at a normal time of day and actually feeling tired and ready for bed when it's time to go to bed. And then I'm getting normal sleep, guys. I am literally like sleeping a full 8 or 9 hours at night some nights, and I don't wake up in the middle of the night. And I couldn't tell you how long that's been since I've been able to get a well-rested night's sleep and not wake up like 6 or 7 times in the middle of the night just being restless. So my sleep has definitely improved so much since cutting out coffee. And I think the final thing I will say is that I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring coffee back into my diet or not. I'm really not sure, guys. Like, I miss coffee, don't get me wrong. I love the smell of coffee. I go into the local coffee shop almost every day. I'll get a tea or just like there to be social and hang out anyways, but I don't get coffee anymore. But the smell of it, I still love. And I miss sometimes, you know? But David makes coffee in the mornings, and so I do get the smell of his coffee, and I'm not so sure that I'm gonna go back to it. I think I'm probably gonna give it at least another month or 2 before I have a cup of coffee again, just because I wanna make sure that my body is really ridden of all of the crap from all of the excess caffeine that I have had for the past, you know, several years of drinking coffee. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. I have experimented a lot more in different types of tea, and I'm really enjoying that. Finding what teas that I like, what flavors that I like, how I best steep it, how I can make it into a latte, like a London fog, or I don't know. I'm just really enjoying this new process of exploring tea and the health benefits that tea gives you. And so maybe I'll do a follow-up video to this if you guys want to, and I can talk more about my tea routine instead of my coffee routine. Maybe I can share with you guys some like health benefits to drinking tea and things that you should know about tea. So if that's something that you guys want me to do, let me know down in the description box below. I think that's all I have for today's video. I think I've rambled enough for you guys. My memory card is also almost full, so I should probably cut this video off here at some point. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the benefits to not having coffee anymore. I think it's great. You should try it. Or maybe at least for a month and see what happens. See how you feel after a month of not having caffeine, and then let me know, because it really has benefited me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you are a coffee lover or if you have cut it all together. I'm curious, what do you guys drink in the morning? Are you a Folgers? Do you do a pour over? Are you an espresso drinker? Or do you have your nice cup of tea or matcha? Let me know down in the description box below. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. I regularly upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, but because it is Vlogmas, I will also be uploading every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern as well. So make sure you check back for another video, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye guys.